Beth, just I guess give us a kind of an up to date on the team and coming off the Tech game and the series last weekend, and what you're thinking going forward.
I think we have our work cut out for us this weekend. I think Missouri is a really quality program. They've done a lot of good things this year. I think they have a really strong offense, so we're gonna have to be able to play defense and make good pitches, and we're gonna have to swing right with them in order to make it happen.
How do you feel about your team coming out of that game the other day? I mean, you got past Tech. Y'all got the lowest batting average in the conference. I mean, I don't know how much stock you put in that, but what are you thinking along those lines?
And we've also played the number 2 strength of schedule in the country, and I don't think anybody in the league has played anything close to that.
Okay.
I think the people at the top of the conference are playing a completely different schedule than what we've played. So I think that has a lot to do with it. And I think it's also tough for our kids to stay confident within that schedule. It's been really challenging, especially with, 5 kids that have never played a full season in our starting lineup. It's been tough. So I think we've got to just keep kind of battling it out and keep trying to pump them up and, keep making them feel good about themselves. They're great players, they're talented players, but they have been through a gauntlet schedule. And I mean, even if you look at our SEC schedule, I mean, there's some obvious teams in the bottom right now, and they're not on our SEC schedule either. We're missing some of the group that, I don't know if you ever want to play an SEC opponent. They're all good, but our schedule in the SEC is challenging too.
Shelby Sunseri is her batting average is probably not where it ought to be. Is she struggling with anything in particular?
I think she's just our only All-American, and she's probably earmarked every time we get somewhere. They want to make sure they get her out. They've studied her probably more than anybody else in the lineup, and they have the most information on her of everyone in the lineup. So her job is significantly tougher than everyone else's.
Okay. William?
Coach, I wanted to kind of look at a big picture, the road trip as itself. You mentioned the other night that the NC State series was supposed to be at home, and then because of some COVID issues. Can you kind of clarify? I mean, they have played 7 road games this year and are scheduled to play 2 more road series. How did that end up getting, you having to go travel after being a home series?
I think maybe it was budgetary. I don't know, but they couldn't get the trip approved ultimately. I just have to kind of take their word for it.
Okay.
They weren't going to come. So I did not want to take an off weekend. I didn't think that was good for the team. And it's really tough to fill those late bye weekends. There's only so many teams that aren't in conference play in late April in the country. There's like 5 teams, that aren't in conference play in the whole country that weekend. So I think when you find one that you can match up with, you've got to take the opportunity to do it. Otherwise, your team's going to sit idle that weekend. And I just don't think that's a good thing for us to get out of our routine. So we kind of bit the bullet here and just decided we were going to take the trip. Initially we found it'd be a pretty easy road trip with some flights and things that we found. Those, of course, were canceled. So it's not going to be as easy as we wanted it to be, but we're still going and we're going to make the most of it. And it kind of is what it is. We're going to fight through the adversity and just give it our best effort.
They're expected to return the trip next season?
I don't remember. Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
You kind of beat me to the punch, because I was wondering, when you look at, hey, we could maybe take that weekend off, but you've been, ultimately challenging these kids from day one. I looked at this. If this is correct, this would be the longest trip in terms of in between home games you'll have. It's almost 20 something days. You did this in 2013. So you've done this before. But when you looked at the makeup of this team, what were you thinking when you we're going to go on the road again this weekend? This ultimately became an ultimate challenge that you're going to, your kids hopefully will grow up from.
Yeah, I think so. And, the last week, we only have 1 midweek left. So after that, we'll be at home, just getting our work in and stuff for the majority of the week before we have to go on the road. And then I just think it kind of is what it is. Nothing is ideal this year. Nothing has really worked out as planned. There have been challenge after challenge after challenge. And this is another one that we just have to do. I mean, in 2012, we went on the road for 3 weeks in a row, and it was the regional, super regional, the College World Series, and that worked out okay, So I mean, I think that it is, it's a challenge, but I think it's one that our team can handle, and I think they'll understand.
Yeah.
So, and I think of all the numbers that you can throw at me, in 10 years, we've never had a weekend off that I've been the coach here either. So to me, that was what was most important, was that we kept them playing and kept them in their routine.
Can you speak to the challenge your pitching staff faces this week, as you talked about their offense and their numbers? You know, there's 3 double-figure home run girls in there. Looks like you have your work cut out for you.
Yeah, their numbers are pretty staggering, truthfully. They're really talented. So, you know, I don't think anybody's going to expect our pitching staff to go in and be perfect. That would be impossible. You know, they're just going to have to execute good pitches within the plan, and we're going to have to play defense for them. We have a really solid defense. You know, maybe some of those doubles can get taken away with an Aaliyah Andrews in center field that they've hit against other people, you know? So, I think we've got some good performances on the mound. Shelby and Allie have thrown well. I think Shelby Wickersham is a nice matchup with, you know, the down stuff, keeping the ball in the park. So we'll give it our best shot, and then our offense is going to have to step up and swing with them. That's really the only option.
Their top 2 listed pitchers both have ERAs, you know, are 2+. Does that suggest that maybe it's time for the offense to get going? Maybe this is a good matchup for you.
Yeah, I hope so. You know, they've thrown the same pitcher quite a bit in SEC play. She started 2 of the 3 games in every series they've played so far. So, you know, we'll do our homework, and hopefully it's something we can capitalize on. But they're going to be good too. I mean, they're pitching in the SEC. They're pitching in a top 25 program. They're going to be talented. So it's not going to be a walk in the park for them either. We're going to have to be prepared and be ready and show up and execute and do what we're capable of doing.
Are you talking about the lefty or the righty that you've seen this start twice?
Weber is the one that has started the.
Okay. This is a team that you haven't seen since 2018, and I know they got a new coach. Is this still what you haven't played them in a while? And I was wondering what's the challenge of seeing you haven't seen them in a while, and maybe it's a new philosophy. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we don't know much about them. You know, we haven't seen them in person. They have some players. I mean, we have as much film on them as anyone that we played all year, though. So we've seen them. We just haven't seen them in person. And I agree with you. We haven't played them since they've had their new coach. We have played other teams that she has coached. So we do have an understanding of her, but she's intense. They'll compete. They'll be well prepared. They'll be competitive. I mean, there's no doubt she fits right into the SEC. She's super competitive and intense, and that's what we'll get from her team. They'll play hard and they'll play it right.
Do you have a better feeling coming out of the Tech game as far as how your offensive lineup may shape up a little bit? You know, that you feel like there's some people who may be trending up, or you feel like, I mean, obviously Danica did a very good job in that 2-hole for you, as an example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like what we've gotten from Danica. I think she's doing a lot of really good things. And again, like the question about Shelby Sinceri, you know, Danica's probably not the one that's circled, right? Because they don't know her. She's a freshman. So I don't want to say she's looked past, but I mean, it's not like she's the one highlighted in 3 colors on the scouting report. Don't let her beat you, right? So she's getting an opportunity to do some things, which is awesome. And we're excited about what she's doing. I like a lot of the at-bats we've gotten from Raylene Gutierrez lately too. And I think with our little outfield, the way we've been moving people in and out of the game, we've had a chance to get both her and Georgia in the lineup, which has been a big deal for us for a long time, trying to figure out how to get Raylene in the lineup. And I think getting her some consistent at bats has been nice. I think she has lived up to every expectation we thought she could be. You know, she's been a great hitter for us the last few weeks. So hopefully we can keep her going, keep her in there, and get some others to join the fun here.
You've kind of been like a traffic cop at those outfield moves.
Well, at some point I realized that we should let our depth be our strength.
Yeah.
You know, we had enough players to do it. I guess at Florida, I kind of came up with the idea of how to get her, list her in the outfield, but not really ever have her play outfield is the idea. And she can catch a fly ball. She's fine. We just have outfielders that are much better defensively. But we could, if we play it right, you can list her in the outfield and she doesn't even actually have to be out there, maybe an inning here, an inning there. So it's been working well for us. I think the way we move people in and out as far as keeping her in the lineup. So I think we'll go with it. And honestly, the kids that have been playing defense have done such a good job. Carrington Hujmanzada has made some big defensive plays out there. She looks awesome. She's got a really accurate arm. So having her out there on defense is a really nice thing to have.
From a what you're emphasizing this weekend, you're tied for 5th place so I'm talking about in the conference race. You're playing a team that's above you. You got a chance to maybe make some ground this weekend, and then obviously set you up going forward.
Yeah, I think we just need to try to win every series. I mean, I think that's always the goal. And, you know, I think ultimately we just need to go there and try to win one game. And then after we win one game, we try to win the second game. And if that works out, we try to win the third. But right now we just go there and try to win one game, game one, try to win the first pitch, try to win one game, and then go from there. But the goal is always to win every series. I mean, if you win every series in the league, you're in great shape. I think, yeah, we'd love to sweep every series, but that's probably a bit unrealistic. So finding a way to win every series, though, is a big key.